all the cuttings that have rooted, and we're going to fertilize them today because they have roots to take up the nutrients, take up the fertilizer. We're just going to sprinkle it around, and we'll just do that to each pot. Hey everybody, Sean and Allison here from Spoken Garden. Today we're going to fertilize our cuttings.
Yeah, we'll show you which ones we can fertilize and which we can't. But before we get to that, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on every daily video.
So guys, if you watched last week, we talked about caring for our cuttings over the winter in our greenhouse. And what we focused on were three things: watering our cuttings, making sure they have the right temperature and the soil's kept warm enough, and monitoring and managing their growth, and mainly by pruning. You saw us prune the cuttings. Well, this week we wanted to show you, again, all our cuttings, and we wanted to talk to you about fertilizing your cuttings, because the plants themselves, they've got new roots, they've got new shoots, but they need nutrients. They're in this confined space in these pots, and they need nutrients added to them because this is their environment, and we have to add nutrients to this environment to make sure that they're healthy enough. So you might be wondering, is this all of your cuttings? You guys took a lot more cuttings than this, didn't you? And it's like, yeah, we did. Basically, there was some attrition, but also these are all the rooted cuttings. On this side, we have some cuttings that are still kind of hanging on, but they haven't rooted yet. So we're separating them out over here. And so we've got all the cuttings that have rooted, and we're gonna fertilize them today because they have roots to take up the nutrients. Up the fertilizer. Yay!
And to point out really quick, you guys notice that there's like multiple cuttings per container, so it kind of doesn't look like as many, but there actually are a lot of plants along this planting mat.
Yeah, we are so
this
excited.
heating mat, sorry.
Yeah, we are so excited to have this many plants that have rooted, and that we're going to be able to add to our garden this coming spring.
So excited.
So we want to fertilize them though. So today we're going to use some natural fertilizer. We've got Dr. Earth's organic all-purpose natural fertilizer, and this is great stuff. Now, it doesn't specifically say to use this for cuttings, but technically these are rooted plants in pots, and it does call for that on the back on the label. So we're covered on that. Now, if you don't know about fertilizer, it comes with numbers up here, and this is the fertilizer ratio for NPK. Little side note here: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Plants need these specific nutrients to really get that flusher growth and stay healthy. There's a lot of other nutrients they need, but the NPK are the major ones that you want to get your plants to make sure that they're healthy. And we actually talk about this in our new book coming out February 9th. So if you want to pre-order that, we'll have a link down below in the show notes. And also, if you pre-order our book, there's 3 bonuses that you'll actually get when you show us proof of purchase. So saying all that, we're gonna start using this fertilizer and getting it down onto each pot. We're gonna apply it down, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these plastic spoons, and we've measured it out. 2 of these spoonfuls of this fertilizer equals 1 tablespoon. So we're only gonna use 1 of these for half a tablespoon. That way we're not overloading each plant with the fertilizer, and we don't get any burn, or we just don't hurt them in any other way with this fertilizer. So a note here, guys, when you're fertilizing your plants, especially in pots, before you fertilize, whether you're using this ground up dry fertilizer that's activated with water, or you're using a fertilizer that's mixed with water and it's in liquid form, when you apply it to your plants, you want to make sure that your plants and their soil are really hydrated. You want to make sure that they've already been watered and that soil actually has water already in it, because if you don't, it's going to be harder for the fertilizer, once it's activated or in liquid form, to get down into the soil profile in those pots to then be available for those plants' roots. It's just going to be harder. So make sure to water before you actually apply fertilizer. We've already watered all these before we started filming, so we're just going to get to fertilizing. So let's get a spoonful here, and we'll just take it. And since this is dry, we're just gonna sprinkle it around, and we'll just do that to each pot here. And as we water this fertilizer in, it'll actually activate it, and it'll start filtering. Oops. It'll start filtering down into the soil profile of each plant's soil there. So you saw us fertilize and we watered the fertilizer into the pots around the plants. We wanted to reiterate though that if you're going to fertilize your cuttings, make sure that they have roots. Otherwise, there's no point in fertilizing because there's nothing to take up any of that fertilizer to the plants.
Yeah, you guys, we hope this was really helpful between this week and last week's video. If you're taking care of cuttings like we are, there's a lot to do. It's a big time commitment, right? But it'll be so worth it in the end, and we cannot wait to get these planted and out in the garden this spring.
So leave your comments and questions down below for us. We love hearing from you guys. Give us that thumbs up, let us know we're doing a good job, and subscribe to our channel so you get updates on our latest videos.
And any links to any of the products we used in today's video will be down in the description, as well as a link to our upcoming book, which we are so excited about. Yeah. So we'll be back tomorrow with our next garden care video, but for now, take care, you guys, and we'll see you next time.
See you tomorrow, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.